Hi there, this is Tatla with Rangers of Wrestling bringing you AEW Double or Nothing predictions, and I'm joined by Brett J. Rasmussen from the Brotherhood of Geeks.
Yeah! Yeah, let's go! What's up?
Alright, so as we both know, AEW is hosting Double or Nothing for the first time in Las Vegas since 2019, and they have a stacked card.
It's 2019? I thought they did one in... Oh, no, they didn't. Never mind. I'm wrong. That was Revolution. Never mind. I'm good at this. I watch wrestling. I'm good.
I know. Well, before we get into the predictions, is there a match that you're looking forward to?
Ooh, there's a lot of them. Shoot.
Just pick one. What's like the main match you're looking forward to?
Man, like Wardlow and MJF is going to be really good, but the Punk and Hangman match is going to be really good. Then you have the triple threat tag team. Jesus. I'll just choose the main event because that's going to be really good. But like, there's so much good stuff on this.
Exactly. I feel you. I'm looking forward to the main event too. So I had a difficulty time too because I was almost looking forward to Hookhausen versus Tony Nese.
Oh, that match buy-in match. I have never been so excited for a match on the pre-show ever. Dude, I can't wait.
All right. So let's start with the buy-in.
Woohoo!
It's Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling. I pick Hookhausen. You?
Oh, dude, this is easy. This is a showcase match. This match is built to pretty much have Danhausen and Hook. Love that Danhausen. Yes, hello, yes, very nice, very evil. It's a showcase match for the two of them, and they're going to beat Smart Mark Sterling and Tony Nese. The way I look at it is that Hook and Tony Nese are going to be like the wrestlers in the match. Not saying Danhausen can't wrestle, and Mark Sterling is also like a wrestler, but he works more as a manager and stuff. But like, I think we're going to see more shenanigans between Danhausen and Sterling. But we're going to see a wrestling match between Tony Nese and Hook. Hookhausen's going to win. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. I love buy-in matches because, like, really, it's just kind of like, here's some fun stuff. Like at All Out last year, they had it was like Jurassic Express versus the Hardy Family Office. It was just a big old fun match. Like, it's great. It's going to be fun.
Well, I definitely do agree. I think Hookhausen is definitely winning this. They've built. This is a team I didn't know I wanted to see until it started. They started teasing it.
At first, I'm like, I'm gonna get Hook versus Danhausen. Oh my god!
Yeah, me too. That's what I thought. I thought we were gonna get Hook versus Danhausen, but instead we're getting Hookhausen.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh, we're gonna put these two together," and I'm like,
I cannot wait to see the official shirt for Hookhausen.
Oh no, the shirt's already out. They already have them.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Like,
don't show me yet. Okay.
Oh, it's
so we both agree with that. Hookhausen is taking this.
Most definitely.
All right. So next, in no particular order, MJF versus Warlow. I pick Warlow just because they've been building him up as a face. And, he's had to go obstacle over obstacle to get to MJF. And I think MJF can afford to take the loss here. But in my personal opinion, Warlow needs to win here.
Oh, this match is built for Wardlow. This match is built for Wardlow. Now, are we going to talk about what happened on Dynamite? Like this, like the go home? Can we talk about the go home?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so first, that cage match was amazing.
Well, I have to say, I agree to disagree. It was amazing, but predictable. We all knew Warlow was winning that. We all knew. It was still a good match, though. Still a good match. I'm not going to take any... Hold on.
No, you're good.
It was predictable. We both know. Come on. You really think MJF was going to win that? No, it was predictable, but still amazing. Still amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean Spears.
No, I get you. But like that's what they were building to. We all knew that Sean was going to lose. How he was going to lose, was going to be the fun part. And
Yeah.
mind you, they did a good job of setting it up to be like, oh, okay, like, you know, the hook, he's still cuffed. It becomes pretty much a handicap match because MJF is just beating him up with Shawn and all the things. But like as the match went on, you know, Shawn does a chair shot to Wardlow. Wardlow dodges at the last second, hits MJF and knocks him out completely. And Wardlow is just kicking ass. It's great. The one nitpick I do have about that is I wish that Wardlow did the Stone Cold, picked up MJF's hand, did the 1, 2, 3 instead of another ref come out from the back.
Oh, yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Batista also did that too. I believe the coach, when he was special guest referee, he went like that. Yeah, I would have liked to seen that. Some people have compared MJF and Warlow feud to Triple H and Batista.
Yeah, but like I can see that. I can totally see that. What I like most though is I can't remember who said this. It's is very prominent wrestler. Like he's a Hall of Famer, but pretty much he said that Wardlow is modern day Goldberg done better, which I agree. Which Wardlow is amazing. Like he is going to be their best big man. I've always liked Wardlow. But God, he is Superman. He looks like Superman. They built him up to be Superman. It's going to be fun. It's going to be good. The only reason I wanted to bring up the match at Dynamite is the only thing I can kind of see is that Wardlow has been on such a massive tear of wins. I can kind of see a little tiny bit that MJF could eke out a win, building him to become the next number one contender for the belt, to go into All Out. I don't think that's the case because what AEW likes to do is that they like to set up storylines and they want completion of storylines. And when they do that, it's the good guy wins, the bad guy loses. And again, we've seen this. MJF is one of the guys. He is the ultimate bad guy. Even with him losing, he doesn't lose anything as a bad guy. Like I still see him as a legitimate threat to whoever it would be, whether it's Hangman or Punk when we'll talk about that later. But no matter what, I see MJF becoming the next guy to fight for the belt.
Oh, I definitely think he is going to be the next guy. It's going to happen at All Out.
Yeah.
And I'll talk about that later too.
But my prediction is Wardlow. That is my prediction.
So we're 2 for 2 so far. Mm-hmm. We're 2 for 2. Again, in no particular order. House of Black versus Death Triangle.
Okay. Finally. Okay. I am so ready for this. This, mind you, this feud I am still looking forward to because I love Death Triangle and I love House of Black. House of Black it felt like it has some of the steam from them got a little bit taken away. They don't seem as big as before, but but that's going to be a good match. Now, how do they build that? I think Death Triangle, I think it should be the one to go over. Ooh, but do you want the bad guy? Oh, because you could have House of Black go over because you're just cementing them as like we are like the bad guy faction. You know what? I'm going to go with House of Black. Only because that there needs to be a finish to Julia Hart. Julia Hart's whole thing with her eye patch needs to get finished. I see somehow Julia Hart coming in and screwing with this in some way. It doesn't cause a DQ. We're still going to get but it's, oh man, that's really hard. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know.
Well, I picked the Death Triangle just because, I'm a big fan of the Lucha Brothers. But also, too, in regards to the Julia Hart storyline, they should have pulled the trigger on Star Wars Day.
I agree.
They should have. They didn't pull the trigger. And honestly, at this point, it's like that story should have been done. It's like you pull the trigger, I mean, if you pull the trigger now, it just feels so like, you should have done this on Star
I don't
Wars Day when it
know. I don't
happened.
know.
So I'm gonna pick the Death Triangle.
I don't know. It's just the thing is that with that, I agree, but this could go either way. But for competitive competitive, I'm gonna go House of Black. I'm gonna go
Okay,
House of
so our
Black too.
first disagreement.
I'm gonna go House of Black, and the reason I go with House of Black, even if they choose not to do Julia Hart, which is fine, this like that triangle is it can go two ways, and this is the way I see it. You can go your way with that triangle, where the good guys win, but you can't. The thing is, you still have to set up things with this. The feud should end here. So, God, Jesus. Because the other thing is, you could have House of Black go over. You end the feud with that triangle here. And the reason you do is because House of Black is like the most over heels. That triangle, though, Tony Khan likes doing good guys win, bad guys lose. I'll do House of Black. I'm gonna stick with that.
Okay,
Do House of Black.
so we're on our first disagreement. Okay. Next, we have Jericho Appreciation Society versus Blackpool Combat Club in an Anarchy in the Arena match. I'm curious to see what that is. I think it might just be a street fight, but I'm gonna pick the Blackpool Combat Club.
Oh, haha. I've been looking forward to this match. Okay, so it's the YAS team, JAS, Jericho Appreciation Society. So it's Jericho, Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, Danny Garcia, and Jake Hager versus Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz, and the Blackpool Combat Club, which is Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley. So I think the Anarchy in the Arena match, I believe it's going to be a no holds barred, no DQ, false count anywhere match, and I think that's the way you would want to do it.
Yeah, basically a street fight. A Las Vegas street fight.
Yeah, but like with street fights we have seen, they like happen inside of the ring or inside of the space. Like we've seen street fights like with we had a Philly street fight with Hangman and Lance Archer or whatever. Like Hangman has been in multiple street fights.
So basically what you're saying is this match is going to take place throughout the entire stadium.
Yeah, so it could go up the ramp, you could go backstage. You could still end in the ring, but it should be that it can be false count anywhere. That would be really fun. I would like that.
That is going to be fun.
That would be really fun. But regardless, it's going to be a hardcore match. This is still going to be a hardcore match.
I heard Mandalay Bay has a fish tank. Would be interesting to see if someone gets dunked in that.
What, like at the arena they're in?
Well, the hotel, Mandalay Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I heard they have a fish tank.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that, but like it'll be within the confines of the arena.
Yeah.
But anyway, for this, I'm excited for this. I'm so glad they're building to sports entertainment versus professional wrestling. Yes, I do agree. The Blackpool Combat Club is phenomenal, and I love them. But with this, the Jericho Appreciation Society should win, and here's why. They should win because you can have Blackpool and Eddie Kingston, Santana Ortiz. Now, mind you, I think what helps Eddie, if it was a trios match, if it was just Eddie, Santana, and Ortiz versus three guys from Jericho Appreciation Society, then it should be Eddie Kingston. It should be LAX. But because you have Blackpool Combat Club with them, it kind of helps to have Blackpool in the match because even if they lose, Eddie and Santana Ortiz don't lose momentum. They don't feel deflated. And you want the heels to win in this, so that way you can build to a blood and guts match. At blood and guts, that's when you do this again, but then you have Blackpool Combat Club with LAX win.
Oh, I actually like that reasoning.
That's like, because like, yes, of course we want Blackpool and Eddie and Santana Ortiz to win because we all love them. But you need to have some kind of back and forth. And yes, Jericho Appreciation Society has been beating up Eddie and Santana Ortiz. Like it took a while. I'm so glad. What was that? I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. Blackpool, Moxley, and Bryan showed up, which was great. But it took a while. I was getting a little bit tired of just great, they're beating up these guys again. Ugh. But no, with this, it should be Jericho Appreciation Society because we want to build to Blood and Guts. That's why.
Excellent points. Excellent points. We'll see how they hold up. All right. So next, we're probably going to be split on this one too. The Hardys versus the Young Bucks.
Oh, this is my dream match. This is
my dream match too.
Oh my God.
Okay. So, in my opinion, there's a part of me that's happy I get to see this match live. But then there's a part of me that's like, why are they doing this match so quick, so early, unless they want to run it back eventually? Because to me, if this was the Hardy Boys' final match, if this was their match, then I say, okay, they would put the Bucks over in their final match, and everyone's happy. But because it's not their final match, I don't know if I would want the Bucks beat the Hardys so early on, because I feel like they eventually will run this match back eventually.
Man,
like they did FTR versus the Bucks. So I'm going to pick the Hardys just for that reasoning alone.
God, this one I don't know. The reason why I think they're doing it this early is because Jeff Hardy looks rough. Like Jeff Hardy looked great when he fought Darby, but that's because you had all the smoke and mirrors of it being a hardcore match. But like Jeff Hardy, when he's like has to do a normal wrestling match, mind you, thank God he doesn't like, all right, do some holds, do some hits, swanton, whisper in the wind. All right, here we go, done. Sometimes they don't do that. I know Jeff does the swanton and stuff, but like, I like it that there's a bit more freedom in AEW when it comes to how they wrestle, and Matt being with Jeff allows Jeff to not have to do high flying stuff to save his body, but he is a wreck. Not saying he's bad, not saying this is a bad thing or whatever, but like it's just over time and injuries and all the stuff, like he looks a bit rough. He looks a bit rough around the edges, and like and the Bucks are here, and you have the whole like the elites and everything. Like it really depends on what they want to do with this, and I don't know where they want to take this. Do you put the Hardys over, beating the Bucks? By doing that, you humble the Bucks, then kind of having them go, do we want to do this? And because then you are correct, you go into the future and their retirement match is against the Bucks again, and then you have the Bucks go over on that. Or do you, because this is the dream match, do you have the Bucks go over, Matt and Jeff kind of go on their merry way? I truly don't know.
Well, let's look at what happened when we had FTR versus the Bucks. When we had FTR versus the Bucks beat them the first time.
Yeah. But
and then when they ran it back, FTR won. So in this scenario, you can have the Hardys beat the Bucks, and then when you run it back for, like, let's say the retirement match, you can have the Bucks beat the Hardys and have the Hardys put them over on their way out.
Yeah.
Just to me, like I said, it just doesn't make sense. Because I would think in the retirement match the Bucks will go over, but in this case, I just feel like the Hardys should go over.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure with that. I don't know. I'm gonna go with my heart on this. I'm gonna go with my boys, the Bucks. I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Okay,
like
we're split again.
I truly don't know where this goes. You could do the Hardys. Jesus. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my heart on this one. I'm gonna go with the Bucks, but I'm probably gonna be wrong.
Okay. So next we have Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe in the men's Owen Hart Cup tournament final. I pick Adam Cole, baby. because because I still feel like I think that if Adam Cole wins, I don't think it's going to be how can I say this, a clean finish. I think Sanjay Dunn and Jay Lethal are somehow going to get involved and cost Samoa Joe this match.
Yeah, I think the way we have the men and the women's Owen Hart finalists. So whoever wins this. And apparently there's rumors that Tony Khan has belts for each of the winners.
I thought they were getting trophies presented by Martha Hart.
It might be that the trophy could but again, a trophy doesn't mean an actual cup. It could be you could still present a trophy, which is a belt with a wrestling belt as the trophy. I don't know. Again, this is a rumor. It could there is no confirmation. I don't know. This is just what I have seen online. It hasn't been confirmed by. I haven't heard anything from Fightful or whatever. I just know that there may be some belts that we haven't seen that may be shown here. But with this, I think with the women's.
We'll do the women's after.
I know. So because of who I'm choosing for the women's, I'm going to go Adam Cole also. I feel that Joe should be the guy to win this. But because of the storyline with Satnam Singh and Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt, we have that. And I think they're going to do a heel winner and a face winner. So you have a heel winner, which is Adam Cole and blah, blah. So I think that's why. So I'm going to go Adam Cole on this one, too. And Adam Cole's like the most over dude here. One of the most over guys in the promotion anyway.
Yeah.
Not saying Joe isn't, because Joe's ridiculously over. But yeah, I'm going to go. So
then we have the women's Owen Hart Foundation finals. We all know now that it's going to be Dr. Britt Baker, D.M.D, versus either Ruby Soho or Kris Statlander. I gonna pick Ruby Soho as the person to face Dr. Britt Baker, and I think Ruby's going to take this because if you remember, Britt Baker beat Ruby, so she's gonna get her win back, getting her win back.
Yep, so and
I pick. What about you?
I agree. That's what I was gonna say is that Ruby's gonna defeat Kris on Rampage. Because this is going to go up before Rampage on Friday. So we're going to get a good match on Rampage between Ruby and Kris. I can't wait for that. Maybe we'll have Red Velvet and the baddies screw with that, hence why Ruby wins or whatever. Who knows? Who knows with that, but Ruby's winning regardless. So we go to the tournament. We go to Double or Nothing, and we have Ruby and Britt. We get our rematch for the title, which is from Grand Slam, and then Ruby finally gets the win that she deserves. She should I get why Britt won at Grand Slam. I really wanted Ruby to win, but I get it. And then it was a 50-50 toss-up with the TBS championship with the tournament on there. But we come to find out that Tony Khan set up that tournament really for Jade. Jade Cargill was that tournament was built to build up Jade. So that's why I didn't know that, and I was just kind of seeing how it goes. And then we had the whole kerfuffle during New Year's, so there were people backstage going, "Hey, Tony Khan, you should shift it." But I'm glad that he kept to his guns and made Jade the champion and all of that, because Jade Cargill has been a fantastic TBS champion. And but yeah, it's Ruby's time now. Ruby should win this tournament. Ruby should be the one to win. So that's why you have a heel, which is Adam Cole winning on the men's side, and you have a face, which is Ruby winning on the women's side.
All right. And speaking of Jade, the next match is for the TBS title, Jade Cargill versus Anna Jay. I picked Jade Cargill just because she has been on a roll as of late. She's 30-0. And I just don't see Anna Jay taking that title or being the one who beat Jade Cargill. Whoever beats Jade Cargill should be in line for a push because Jade is undefeated thus far.
Yep.
So whoever beats her is going to be a massive.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't think Anna Jay is that person. No disrespect to her.
I love Anna Jay. I've been a fan of Anna Jay even before she joined the Dark Order. I loved Anna Jay. I loved her gimmick and stuff, but honestly, what kind of solidified her was when she joined the Dark Order, and she, as the Queen Slayer and everything, like, she is great. I love Anna Jay. And like, again, you mind you, the reason I agree. First, my prediction is Jade. That's just how it's like. Jade's winning. But the reason that is you pretty much have no build. Not saying you have a build, but the build was set up last week on Rampage, and we're going into it like because Red Velvet lost to Kris, the baddies, and Jade beat up Kris Statlander. Anna Jay comes out for the save, and then Jade Cargill so pissed off that she pretty much challenges Anna Jay for the belt at Double or Nothing. And again, it's fine. It wasn't bad, mind you, but there's no build. You have no long-term build for this.
That's a rare occurrence in AEW.
This isn't the first time they've done this. There have been like one or two matches on a pay-per-view that pretty much gets like a week or two build because they're like, oh well, we need this many matches. At least there is a build. Unlike in other companies where there is no build or the build doesn't matter. I won't say which promotion it is.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
I don't care. But again, like, look, if we look at this, we have this match plus the Owen match plus the women's title match. So that's 3 women's matches on the card, and I feel like
I think that's another first in AEW. 3 women's matches, each with their own storyline.
Yeah. I mean, the builds could be better, but like again, like I have some of my gripes with the women's division in AEW. Unlike in your favorite promotion, Impact, where it's very much done better. But I'm excited for all of these matches. I'm like every single one I'm excited for. Even the women's title match, I'm excited for that. But Jade's winning. Jade's winning this. Yeah. Hands down.
She's winning. She's winning. No way. There's no way.
It's going to be a great match. Anna Jade, I think this will be the first time Jade's confidence is going to be shook. I think this is going to be the first match that Jade Cargill's confidence is going to be shaken because Anna Jay is going to give her a run for her money. Jade will be able to handle it, but only by the skin of her teeth. I think this will be the first time that Jade is going to be, oh boy, I was wrong. And mind you, when she was fighting Marina Shafir a few weeks ago, you had the whole setup where she didn't care. She didn't listen. Mark Sterling was like, dude, like, Marina Shafir's going to kill you. Why don't you care? And you just hear her on her phone, just like, oh, Jay, it's like, whatever. While the matches are happening. But as you saw, like, she kind of, like, I wish that, like, in that match, Jade was taken off guard in that match. So I believe this is the match that Jade is going to now get knocked off her pedestal, and now it's going to be a little bit different. But, yeah.
All right. Well said. All right. So next we have, it's a 3-way for the tag titles. It's Jurassic Express versus Team Taz versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland for the AEW World Tag Team titles. So I'm picking Keith Lee on Swerve Strickland.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Christian Cage is going to turn.
Also choosing, who am I? I am Keith Lee. Oh, I'm choosing my boys, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. I'm choosing my boys. But the reason I'm choosing my boys is not because they're going to continue the feud with Team Taz. I think this is going to be the end of it. I think this is just, we're going to cut it off. Good guys win. It's going to do 2 things. So we're going to end the feud between Team Taz and Swerve Strickland, between Team Taz and Keith Lee, Swerve and Keith Lee. And then we're also going to get the turn of Christian in this also. So Christian's going to turn heel, and he's going to turn heel on both Jurassic Express and on Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. So now you have this whole thing where Jungle Boy now is going to be feuding with Christian. And then you have Keith Lee and Swerve go off to fight another tag team. Whether it's FTR or another team. Like, there you can do a lot of things with this, but I think you need to end the Team Taz build. Will Hobbs and Ricky Starks are amazing. I love them, and they're such a great tag team. They're great heels. But I think you need to end the story with that. And even like looking at the power rankings currently, your current tag, the top 5 is FTR, Powerhouse Hobbs and Ricky Starks, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, the Blackpool Combat Club, and Roppongi Vice. So then what you can do is you can have Keith Lee and Swerve fight Blackpool Combat Club. Blackpool Combat Club wins, and then you can kind of start creating heels to get them, because Blackpool Combat Club are such tweeners. Because Jon Moxley's an uber face, but Bryan acts like a heel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but Moxley is able to kind of jump the line between being a heel and a face all the time because of how he wrestles.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I personally think I think it should be Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, because we're going to tie the bows up with that feud. We have the belts on these new guys because we want to push these guys. And then you also have Christian turning heel on Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus on top of that.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So next, we have the AEW Women's World Title match, Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb. I picked Thunder Rosa. I feel like her reign needs to be, I don't want to say solidified, but she needs to have a decent reign, and she needs to beat Serena Deeb. I'm not saying she needs to have a long title reign. She just needs to have a decent title reign, and this would be her second title defense.
Yes,
it's too early for her to lose it, and so I picked Thunder Rosa.
It also with her current I will say, out of all of like kind of the women's build, this match is going to be amazing. I cannot wait to watch this match. But out of the 3 builds in the women's Owens Cup, and even with like Jade and Anna, not saying there was like barely a build because it was only from last week, but Jade Cargill seems like such an over megastar, where Thunder is your women's champion, and I love Thunder Rosa. I was so happy when she won. But you and I have discussed before, whether it was on Rangers of Wrestling or just us, personally, off camera, when she fought Britt at Revolution and then fought her again only like 3 weeks later, and I understand why, because that was in her hometown, in a cage, like they would pretty much, and it was on the St. Patrick's Day Slam, a year out from one of the pretty much match of the year from 2021. And that's why she won it there. But Revolution, you had that match which kind of it lessened the win of Thunder winning at St. Patrick's Day Slam, because we have already seen it. Like Revolution, we were all like, "Oh, this is gonna be the time. Thunder's gonna win." Yeah, yeah. But it didn't. I'm not saying that Thunder didn't win at St. Patrick's Day Slam, which was awesome or whatever, but we've been having this build, like when it was between her and Nyla. Thunder didn't get her celebratory promo. She came up, and then all of a sudden she gets interrupted by Nyla and Vicky. Nyla beats her up, and it kind of just continued to be that way. So we're getting heat and heat and heat on the babyface, and then she gets over. This time, very similar things. Like, last week we saw Serena Deeb. Serena Deeb had an amazing promo last week. Just that last bit where Serena Deeb took Thunder stopped because she elbowed Dustin, and then she was like, "Oh no!" And then Serena Deeb took the belt and hit Thunder. If made Thunder feel a little bit weaker, only because of that. But I'm still excited for this match. Thunder's winning. That is my prediction. Is Thunder. Rosa's winning. But we're gonna move on. I would like to see Serena Deeb fight for the TBS title, but I don't even know who's next for Jade. They need to. I think it should be Toni Storm. Toni Storm. Yeah, I think Toni Storm should be the next babyface to fight Jade, and she becomes the one who rips the belt. But we need a top babyface to win against Jade.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. All right. So in last but certainly not least, the main event. It is Hangman Adam Page versus CM Punk for the AEW World Title match.
There's only one answer to this. There's only one answer. There's only one.
I feel like this is a match that split everybody down the middle and in half. There's the people that want Hangman to win, and there's the people that want Punk to win.
I don't care what anyone says. There's only one answer to this.
Hold on. And so, like, for me, I like both Hangman and Punk. I like both of them. And I think, hold on. I know you're excited, but I think we have to ask ourselves, what does Punk get out of beating Hangman? I don't think he gets anything out of it. Hangman, on the other hand, can get a lot out of beating Punk. And so, for me, I think Hangman should win this. I think he should retain his title against Punk. Because think about it, he beat Bryan, he beat Omega, he beat Lance Archer. He needs to beat Punk. He needs to. And don't get me wrong, Punk will be champion somewhere down the road eventually. It's just not in this one.
Okay. So first, I agree. Hangman is the guy. There's only one answer. It's Hangman. That is my opinion. But when you said that if Punk wins, nothing happens. No, really, this is the one match where it's so 50-50 split. I just choose Hangman because that is my champion. Hangman's the guy. But first, let me talk about Punk. If Punk wins this match, there is tons of stuff that you can do with Punk winning. Punk winning puts a lot of eyes on AEW because he is like the most over guy in the company. Because of him returning to wrestling, the cult following he has, and all of that. So you have more eyes on the company because now your champion is CM Punk. Now we get to build to Forbidden Door and so on and so on. With that, you then build MJF to now we go back to this again, but now it's for the belt. And now you have the villain go beat the hero. Now you have, Lex Luthor beat Superman. You have the Joker beating Batman. You have so on and so on. You have Reverse Flash beating the Flash. So on and so on. If Punk wins, there's a lot. You
can also have that. You actually with the MJF thing, you can also have that with Hangman Page.
But what I'm talking.
Remind you, Hangman Adam Page did beat MJF to go on to face Chris Jericho. So you can have that with Hangman too.
Of course. Now, and I have my reasonings for Hangman, but with Punk, it's the whole two sides of the same coin argument with that. That's why you have that, and it's really you have more eyes on the company, and Punk's amazing. Punk seems like a legitimate threat to Hangman. With Bryan, you did a 60-minute, you did the 1 hour tie, and then you did the rematch. Lance Archer was a phenomenal match, but Hangman was going to win. This seems like the first time that Hangman's in trouble.
Yeah, I definitely do agree with that.
And even with what happened on Dynamite with the promo is that Punk is like, this is business. I'm here to win belts. That's the whole reason I came back to wrestling. And because AEW is such a good company, and because they care about professional wrestling, and that's what he loves, this is business to him. While Hangman is getting frustrated because I loved what happened last week when Hangman at the end of his match, he did the GTS, and the whole time he's staring darts into Punk. He does the GTS, And then the whole time he's looking at Punk, and then he walks up the ramp and he's like, "Ha, what about that?" And Punk's like, and like Punk was like, "Oh, well done, you took my move. Well done, you won with my stuff. Well done." While the week before that, when it was Punk versus John Silver, who is Hangman's buddy, in his hometown, in John Silver's hometown of Long Island. So CM Punk got to play the heel in that, did the buckshot lariat to John Silver, beat him, and the whole time, like when he beat him with his own move, Hangman was pissed, got up from his seat, and pretty much was like darting to the ring to stare off against Punk. And then going back to last week, so Hangman wins his match. You hear like people are chanting CM Punk, and he puts his ears out and he goes like, "You hear that?" But and then you also hear Hangman chants because they're both going like, "Here," like trying to see whose chants gets more over. CM Punk's does, and he goes like this. It's like, "Do you hear it? Do you hear that? Do you hear that? I'm really over right now." And that's getting into the head of Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
So, and with what Hangman did at this on the promo of Dynamite, the go home, I'm like, did Hangman just turn heel? Because he pretty much like the whole thing is that Punk, this is business. I'm here to win belts. I'm here to get a pay raise. I'm here to win belts. That is why I'm here. To Hangman, this is my company. This belt means more than just I am the champion of this company. I am one of the very first guys of the company. This belt means more to me than just getting a pay raise. I had to beat my best friend for this belt. I had to fight tooth and nail and to rebuild myself and everything to become champion. But he pretty much Punk got into his head. So it's so 50-50 split. But to Hangman, now let's talk about Hangman, why I believe he should win. Hangman should be the guy to win because, one, him beating Punk solidifies him as the champion. He is the AEW champion. This solidifies him as he is the top guy. He will go down as one of the best champions in AEW. You can discuss about his reign. I'm really tired of people saying that Hangman's reign was terrible. He's the first one that sucks. Jericho was good, Moxley was amazing, and Omega's was the best. Like Hangman's had.
I think the reason why it feels that way, it's not that his reign sucks. It just feels, it doesn't feel as important as the other three reigns. You know,
because you have the whole Wardlow story happening right now, and then you have other you've had other stories that have had more prominence. And then he even fought. I forgot he fought Adam Cole. But you've had other feuds and storylines that have people were more excited for, like CM Punk versus MJF for Revolution. People were more excited for that match than Adam Cole versus Hangman. And Hangman and Adam Cole had a banger of a match at Revolution.
Yeah, they did.
That match was amazing. And I love that Adam Cole came out looking like Master Chief. That was amazing. Because he's a nerd. I love Chugs. But that's his Twitch channel. I watch his Twitch channel. You should go watch it. It's Chugs. Yeah, Chugs. I love Chugs.
I'm not much of a gamer, so.
Oh, but I am. Yeah. But with that, Hangman solidified by beating Punk makes his reign he beat the top guy. And then what you're doing, because we're building, like everyone I think is saying MJF's the next guy. You then have MJF beating Hangman because this shows Hangman beating Punk shows that he was able to fight his demons because of what Punk said and all that kind of stuff, because this is just business. But MJF is not going to make it just about business. He's really going to get into Hangman's head, and that is when MJF wins. And then from there, you then build to the greatest heel, like the biggest bad guy, which is MJF, versus the biggest pure, the purest of baby faces, which is Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy is like he is the next big face next to Hangman. In what you by having Hangman lose to MJF, you then can have this. You can tell another great storyline about like how MJF got in his head and all that stuff, and this is when maybe the Elite now has to help him. He left the Elite because he was like, I'm not at your level. Now he is. He beat the Elite to do that. But then because MJF screwed with him, you have Kenny Omega come back. The Bucks and Omega comes back at Forbidden Door. Not saying he wrestles, but he's back. Like he can like be on camera and stuff, and he kind of operates more like a valet / manager until he's ready to come back to the ring. And so you have Omega and the Bucks splitting from Undisputed Elite, so that way you get that storyline. And then when MJF beats Hangman, you can then have the Elite, the original Elite, who are faces, bringing like you're going to bring the original Elite back together, so you get Hangman back with them too.
Okay.
Not mind you, I'm fantasy booking really far out, but like
yeah, you are.
But the biggest reason is that Hangman should win because this solidifies his title reign, and then you also go into Forbidden Door as in like here is your top guy fighting whoever you want. Like
yeah.
And mind you, Kenta versus CM Punk at Forbidden Door. That has to be one of the dream matches at Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
But Kenta versus Punk. Punk doesn't need to be wearing the belt. I'm not saying they're going to fight for the belt, but Punk doesn't need to be wearing the belt at Forbidden Door. Yeah. That's my opinion.
All right. So I guess we've talked about all the pay-per-views. I mean, all the matches on the card.
What?
So, yeah, we did. We talked about all the matches on the card, but
all the pay-per-views.
Sorry, you know what I meant.
I do.
All right. Since you bring up Forbidden Door, I guess the last prediction we can make is
bonuses.
A bonus prediction. Does someone from New Japan show up during Double or Nothing? And if so, during what match?
Well,
I think. Huh?
Go ahead.
I think somebody from New Japan does show up, but I don't think they're gonna show up at the beginning, in the middle. I think they're gonna show up at the end of the Hangman Punk match.
You have to.
Yeah.
So who? Okay, so this is all right. So we're doing predicting. Who do you think it is?
Well, probably Okada.
Okay, you think it's going to be Okada?
Yeah.
Who? Because he is the IWGP World Champion. Okay, and he is not injured. I know Will Ospreay is having like. He's having like liver, like a liver thing happening. Like he's like out because he's having surgery.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who?
He doesn't have to attack Hangman Page. He could just come out and stare at Hangman.
Yeah, like because like if I'm like who is like the dream match you set up there, and. Yeah, I you know what? I would because I'm like, which champion should be the guy to face off to the AEW champion? It should be Okada. Yeah, I agree. Because it depends on who wins. If it's Hangman, it's Okada. If it's Punk, it's Kenta. Has to be Kenta. So because I'm going with Hangman, it should be Okada because you have your top champion versus the top champion, and then you go.
Okay.
Like Kota Ibushi is pretty much like right now doing scorching fire. Like, boy, I wish Kota Ibushi was. I get why he is. I completely agree and understand why he is, but I'm being selfish. I wish Kota Ibushi wasn't. If I was being selfish, but no, I think my prediction is at the end of the show, Hangman wins, and then we're going to set up to Forbidden Door in a month, because now you have to set up Forbidden Door, and it's going to be Okada.
Mm-hmm.
Because of who I predicted for the champion.
Yeah.
Because if I predicted Punk, it should be Kenta. Those are your two dream matches. That should be those are your two. Maybe you can put in one other one, but really, those are your two dream matches. Because like Forbidden Door cannot just have a card full of dream matches. Because there's also politics involved. You can't just have every AEW guy go over, nor every New Japan guy. Because like you have to even it out so that way New Japan looks good and AEW looks good and that kind of stuff. And New Japan and AEW are pretty much on even level when it comes to wrestling promotions. Sadly, I love Impact. You adore Impact. But sadly, if we had an AEW versus Impact show, mind you, we would probably still have some we'd have some even matches. Though women should go over the AEW women. Like maybe one, but like your dream match is Deanna versus Britt, and Deanna is the one who wins. But if it was Impact versus AEW is the favorite there over Impact with New Japan. That's why people lost their mind. We wanted New Japan to pair up with AEW because of all of the history that a lot of the wrestlers there have with New Japan, including the founders, the Bucks, Omega, Hangman, like the Elite. So, yeah, I think it's Okada.
So we both agree.
Yeah,
we both agree. So it's gonna definitely. I think Double or Nothing overall is definitely going to be a very interesting pay-per-view. You're gonna be watching from home while I'm going to be there live.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So are we only? Oh, go ahead.
So I cannot wait. I'm super excited. I'm super excited for this pay-per-view.
So are we only different on 2 matches?
I think so.
It's the
Hardy Boys and Bucks and Hasselblack and Death Triangle.
Okay. Well, how about this? Let's make it a little bit more fun. Because it's AEW and AEW loves their jokers. I know.
Is there going to be a casino battle royal?
No. I'm talking about for our predictions. I'm talking about. Okay. I'm adding a stipulation.
I'm surprised there's not a battle royal for this pay-per-view for the buy-in.
I think it's, mind you, the battle royal. I mean, mind you, when they did it at Double or Nothing, the very first one, they did it to set up the men's, which, as you said, MJF and Hangman were the final 2. Like it was to set up new belts and like that kind of stuff. Maybe we'll get one. But honestly, you have a stacked card as it is. Oh, because you have the Owen. The Owen is the big thing. Like I think the Owen is going to replace that. The Casino Battle Royale. I think that's going to be an all-out thing. Where at Double or Nothing, I think they're going to make it a tradition that the Owen is at Double or Nothing.
If Martha Hart allows the partnership to continue,
I think they will. This tournament has been amazing. The Owen tournament has been amazing. It's out of like tournament. AEW does a lot of tournaments. I think the most prestigious tournament AEW has done is the Full Gear Eliminator. That because for the past like 2 years, it sets up your number one. It sets up your main event. It sets up your champion versus the number 1 contender. And those have been massive tournaments that have had story and lore built into it. But so has this. There has been a lot of history and stuff built into the women's and the men's. So
what's our joker? What's our wild card?
So, I know I'm taking a book from Wrestle Talk because I like this rule. So props to Wrestle Talk for this, but I like this rule. What they do is that they take one match that is your joker. If you call that match right, you double your points.
Okay.
So if it's a normal match, so if the belts aren't on the line, you double it, makes it 2. If it's a title match, it's worth 4 points. But if you call it wrong, you lose points. So you gain. So like if you call it wrong, you lose 2. If it's a non-title, if it's a title match, you lose 4. So what do you think? I know it's a book from Wrestle Talk, and we're just doing it live. We're doing it on the air. Yeah. But we need to add stakes because right now it's 2 matches. We need to add something more to this.
Damn. Why do we have to agree on almost everything?
Yeah. Because here's the thing. I love AEW pay-per-views because they're a bit predictable, but because it's predictable in with storylines.
And
That
it's fun.
is why.
Yeah.
So,
what the stakes? What can we add?
So choose your Joker. Which match is your Joker?
I think the match is going to be the Joker, the Hardys versus the Bucks. I think that one.
Okay, so you want to put your money on Jokers and Bucks? Okay.
Well, what do you pick?
I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna make my Joker Thunder and Deeb. So I'm choosing Thunder as my win, and that's my Joker match.
Oh, okay.
So if you're like,
wait, that's how you meant it. I thought you meant we were choosing between the two ones that we were different.
Nope. So you can choose any match. You can choose any match.
Oh, you should have told me that. I thought you meant between the two matches.
Nope. Out of any of them, you can choose double your points, and that is your Joker match. But also I can't choose that match. So if you choose one, I have to choose a different one.
Okay. So let's see. You're playing it safe. I'm gonna play it safe too. I pick Hookhausen.
Oh, you're gonna play it there? Okay. I mean, mind you, that's 2 points. I'm choosing 4.
You're choosing 4?
Well, I chose a title match. You only get
title
2.
match.
If you choose a title match, you get 4. If you
call
it wrong,
okay.
If you call it wrong.
Okay.
I already called mine.
Fuck.
So you can either bet your money on you could bet your money on Hangman, you could bet your money on Keith Lee and Swerve, you could bet your money.
Okay, I bet money on Hangman. I'm betting. I pick Hangman and Punk.
I like that. I like that. I like it. That was my other choice, but I wanted to play it safe, and I'm choosing Thunder. So there we go.
All right.
So if I get that right, that's 4 extra points to me. If I get that wrong, I lose 4 points. And if you get yours wrong, if Punk wins, you lose 4 points. If you get it right and Hangman wins, you get 4 points.
Okay.
So then it still comes down to the final 2, but fun stuff. So props to Wrestle Talk. Props to Wrestle Talk, mind you. There's so many other systems and stuff. I wanted to add a little bit more stakes. I didn't think we were going to agree on so much. I honestly thought you were going to choose Punk over Hangman, but you actually agreed.
I like both Punk and Hangman, but I'm picking Hangman.
I know, but I thought you were honestly. I thought you were going to choose Punk. I thought you were going to choose. It was that one. I thought you were going to choose Team Taz for the tags, but and then.
Honestly, if Punk is challenging for the title and he's going to lose, the best place to have him lose is in Las Vegas. Because if that happens in Chicago, you're gonna have a riot on your hands.
Mind you, he lost in Chicago twice to MJF of all guys.
But that wasn't a non-title match. For a title, you're gonna have a riot.
Dude, MJF is the most losing to MJF in Chicago twice or losing in a title match and he's the challenger in Chicago. Losing to MJF twice in Chicago is way more hurtful.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But yeah, that's that.
All right. So I guess as we wrap up, do you have anything you want to say before?
All right. So I'll plug my stuff. So hello, yes. Again, I am Brett J. Rasmussen from the Brotherhood of Geeks. On the Brotherhood of Geeks, we have a PlayStation podcast called Dual Shocked. That is our PlayStation podcast where we talk about news and other topics. We talk about that. We just talked about the PlayStation Plus has a new list of games coming to. They're redoing PlayStation Plus, and which is the subscription service for PlayStation. And they redid it, so they have a bunch of games you can play: PS4, PS3, PS2, PS1, PSP, all that kind of stuff. We talked about that. We also sometimes talk about real world stuff on the podcast because sometimes it comes into the video game space. So we talk about that. We do unboxings of like collector's editions and other stuff. We do reaction videos of stuff. Our most recent reaction video is to the new Thor: Love and Thunder trailer that hit. We do reactions though, like we do a live streams and the reactions to press events like at E3 and things like that. we do reviews of different video games. Right now, we have multiple reviews being worked on: Horizon Forbidden West, Elden Ring, WWE 2K22, and some other games that will be coming out in the future. We do that, and we just get to love video games. Come on over. It's youtube.com/Brotherhood of Geeks. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell everyone you know. Tell everyone you don't know. All the kind of fun stuff. And then you can also go to our Twitter, which is at DualShockedBOG. That is DualShockkedBOG on Twitter. And then you can also follow us on Twitch when we stream. There we go ahead, and that's where we kind of do all work on our reviews. We play through games, and you're seeing the review process happen in front of you. It's at twitch.tv/Brotherhood of Geeks. And you can also go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/The Brotherhood of Geeks. And then you can also go to our Instagram, which is instagram.com/Brotherhood of Geeks. But I do know that your Instagram is way more on fire than mine. Like in the good way, like lit. Is that the right term that the kids say? I'm hip. I'm down with the youngins. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Godzilla has no idea what I'm talking about. She's like, I'm just gonna sit here
very
and wait,
detailed.
and
Very detailed. So as for yours truly, you guys know where to find me on Twitter at @Datilla_. Also I don't know yet if I'm going to do a live review of Double or Nothing, depending on how, because I'm just thinking it's going to be chaos coming out of the arena.
You should do a vlog. You should do a vlog.
Now you're just interrupting me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And like Tiffany Stratton said on NXT, interrupting people is so unattractive.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't know yet if I'm going to do a live Double or Nothing review show because I don't know how long it's going to take me to get out of the arena and to get back. So I might just record and upload, but for sure I am going to do a vlog of my experience because I am going to FanFest, which should be fun. And that's one vlog in itself. And then probably a vlog of the show itself. And I did purchase a meet and greet. Britt, you know who I'm meeting.
Yeah!
But people don't know who I'm meeting. It's definitely going to be a surprise. I'm going to save it for the vlog. So.
Going to be good.
Yes, it definitely is. But with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. And if I don't see you guys on Sunday for Double or Nothing, I'll see you guys on Monday for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah!
Bye.